trip. I've got Tony here with me, and we'll be right back in a bit talking World Cup, World Cup, and World Cup because Tony loves that World Cup. Hello, everyone. Like I said, welcome to the show. Got Tony with me. How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing just fine.
We should have some other people
After I
joining
had
us.
my eyes injected.
Yeah, okay, cool. You all right? How you feeling with your eyes? See, there's people in the back room that decide to show up when they want to show up, so they're gonna have to just look and listen
My
while in the back
eyes
room.
are my eyes are not as bad as normal.
Mm.
Instead of an iodine drops today, the doctor did it, so there was way less stinging. And good.
Oh, that's well, yeah. I guess
Way to go, doctor.
he or she should know a little bit better how to do it. I guess maybe, but yeah. So the late arrival, we'll let him in now. I don't know if he can hear us, but he's sitting there back. What's weird is he's in the dungeon, but when he's in the back room and not in up front with us, it looks even darker and scarier dungeon. But anyways, we'll let him in. Hey there, Mr. Tom. How you doing?
How'd you get past the doorman, Tom?
Oh God, it's not Monday night Tony internet connection again, is it?
It is Monday, Tony.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you gonna answer my question, Tom, or just shake your head?
But your question's in broken English, is it? No. I want to know more about BX's Panini World Cup stickers. They're awesome.
Wait a second. We'll get to that. But first, you have to answer his question.
I don't even know what his question was.
All right, we'll get to Tony's question in a bit. Let's say hello to Big Scun who joins us. First one, Big
Something about a doorman
from North Carolina. How you doing? We've also got I'm sorting Panini World Cup stickers and listening along. I've got a package to send to Steven. Cool. World Cup stickers. What are those?
You've never heard of World Cup stickers, Gary? Oh my God, it's the most awesome thing when you're 5 or 12 or something. It's great. But
or when you're older, right?
Yeah, and you could do it any age. Any age. I would do it, but I was too lazy. Even though I have the sticker book. It came free with a newspaper.
And then what do you have to do? How do you collect the stickers? You have to go buy
You have to buy them. Yeah, of course you have to buy them. I mean, they're not going to give you the stickers for free, Gary. They've already gave you the book with the newspaper.
All right. I got some more people who are joining us today.
Tom, answer my question.
Alonzo, we'll get to your question. Let him think about it a little bit more. Alonzo, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I only heard the word doorman.
You're asking in a little bit. Miss Melina has joined us. Welcome to the show, Miss Melina. I saw Miss Melina on the watch along for the Portugal Uruguay match on Tony Claude's channel. Glad to see you back online, back chatting it up with us. Welcome to the show. It is World Cup. Yes, Beak's gonna saying hello, and Alonzo saying hello.
Alonzo's here as well.
Alonzo is here. He is here with us. All right, so let's Tony, you want to ask that question again so that Mr. Tom can answer
Tony.
it?
Mr. Tom, how did you get past?
Oh crap! It really. You know what? Your audio is really bad.
What? No, you know what? He said, I heard doorman the first time, but this time I heard how did. So it's like, when you watch a movie the first time, but you only see the last half hour. But then the second time you see it, you see the first hour. I'm going to put my two hands together and guess that he asked me, how did I get past the doorman? I ate him.
Yeah, there you go. We got Matt, and Matt is gonna show his face, I think, in a little bit. But while we'll keep him up there so you guys can see him when he presents himself. All right, what's this all about here? I met a guy from Leeds when my mates and I were watching the USA England match. Cool.
I
Cool,
thought he was
cool.
going to say he met a man from Nantucket.
He
Lots of
had his hand in a
American League
bucket. Blah blah
fans,
blah.
huh?
Something happened there. Yeah. And everybody say hello to everybody. Welcome, welcome. And I guess I'm supposed to say, as they're supposed to say, like and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying yourself. We haven't seen the man in a little while. He's been on. He's been. I want to say he's been on location, but he's just been enjoying a little bit of downtime with the World Cup. How you doing, Matt?
Great. How are you doing, gentlemen?
Doing good.
Greetings.
Doing good. I don't think I gave that same intro to Mr. Tom. I just complained about him in the back room, making fun of him. So how you doing, Mr. Tom?
I'm okay. I'm more interested in knowing how Matt's stream with Mr. Lee Gunner went.
You saw it. You was there.
I was there for about 2 minutes while I was skiving from work. I was like, I'll support my boy. I'll support my boy the best I can. But then I was like, I better go and make some money, man.
Everything went well. Everything went well. And of course, another week. We are top of the league. I said we are top of the league. We still top of the league, baby. We are still top of the league.
I knew he was going to say it within 1 minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We are still top of the league. But glad to be here, gentlemen. Glad to be here.
Yes. Have you been watching the World Cup?
I have watched the World Cup. I've watched most of the games. I didn't watch a lot today. The only game I watched today thoroughly was the Brazil game. I missed the show this morning. I heard about the game this morning.
Yeah, the man above you.
Do you know what, Gary?
Who's boycotting it? What is it, Mr.? What is it?
What did you boycott it for?
I haven't even watched the clip.
What did you boycott it for?
Yeah, he doesn't believe in all that. How could
Slave labor.
Well, hell, you
everybody.
Get that in the state. We got slave labor here.
Well, everybody.
What are you talking about? We got the slave labor. We got slave labor. We got folks working in 20-degree weather, putting up buildings. Just walk down the street in New York, Manhattan, and you talking about slave labor.
They're not bribing everybody, though.
Man,
Tony, you're talking to a man from the deep south.
Yeah, it's about slave labor. Don't get me started on slave labor. I can give us some nachos on slave labor being from the south.
Why'd you have to implant that in their mind, Gary? Tony? I have to sit here being like, I had nothing to do with him bringing that up.
Yeah.
I had no time.
And I'm from the mid-south.
I'm up north, where things were all right. They just wear a suit. They just wear a suit. That's the difference.
Yeah, but no, the games have been deep. Well, it started out a little flat, and then I guess our game with England last week kicked everything into gear, and it's been pretty much a madhouse ever since.
Yeah. I guess since we haven't talked since the last match, right? So if we start with the first set of second round games, you got Iran doing what America should have done, or I said America, didn't I? Oops. USA, United States should have done to Wales, beat them 2-0.
Told you.
Senegal won 3-1 on Qatar. Netherlands and Ecuador drew. England and USA drew. And that was, for me, disappointing. USA should have won that one. They should have finished their dinner, as some of our friends in the YouTube world like to say. We didn't do that. And we only got the 1 point for it. What is that? Your audio is really bad. What
I said I heard too.
What?
He said
they should have stopped too.
I can't understand what I can barely understand what you're saying when it's clear. Now it's like every other word, and it cuts you out.
No, Alonso's outing you here, Tony.
Oh, here we go. You don't know, you haven't watched it, but you're definitely, you know what? You looked at the stats the other day. So I know that you are interested. You had to, what did you had to correct? You had to correct my point on, I think, the US game. So you had to look up the stats.
I was going to sit here and say, no, to be fair, to Tony's credit, I don't think he's actually watched a second of it. And then Alonso says that. It's like, Tony, you was going to make me look bad. You watched the highlight, you might as well watch the 90 minutes.
There you go.
He watching it.
I have not watched the highlight.
You know, he's screaming. You know what that means? You know, he's screaming. It means he's probably, yeah.
Cool. He watched. He's just going to tell y'all about it.
It's all right if you did,
Alonso.
Tony. We won't feel bad.
No.
I watched some of the games twice just to cover Tony's viewership. So I'm not.
There you go. All right, so we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the games today. The big one, I think, that today, was, I guess, one of the probably the better games today was the Brazil Switzerland game. Everybody thought Brazil was probably steamrolled them. Now it's hard to tell. Go ahead, say something. I don't think we got everything you said.
What a roller coaster.
all I heard was roller coaster. Can you just say the alphabet? A, B, C, D, E. I just want to hear
A, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, Y.
Your audio is cutting in and out. I don't know what it is, but it's cutting in and out. So we get like every other.
I don't know.
Oh man, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. I don't know what. And you're on the same thing you use for everything, StreamYard as well. Not StreamYard, but yeah, StreamYard. That's just really strange. All right, we'll see what we can do about that. So, Mr. Tom, did you see the Brazil match?
I did, and I actually thought it. I thought what I found interesting about it was that it was actually highly similar to the first Brazil match, where the first half felt a bit flat because they were under pressure to make something happen. But then the second half, it opened up a bit more for them, and they ended up getting the win.
Yeah, the one thing I've heard consistently, and when you listen to some of the podcasts, is like every team is missing something. They're all missing something, and whoever can be the most consistent in the areas where they are the least strength, where their strengths are, will probably get all the way through this thing with a trophy in their hand. And Switzerland's defense is really is organized, but should it be better than the front four of Brazil? Like we're talking the front, like Richarlison, we'll take him out, but we'll say the other three players should they be better than them? You know what I mean? Like at some point, whatever Brazil's got has to be better than whatever Switzerland has.
Well, the interesting thing about it that I find is, and a lot of people said that they felt Brazil were going to come unstuck when they played against the European teams. But then they've beaten both European teams that they played. So but it'd be more interesting to see what happens when they play with the elite European teams.
True.
The last stages.
That'll be in the next round, of course. So, Matt, since you did, I think you said you did watch most of that Brazil match. Is that right?
Correct.
What do you think about Brazil's? Do they look like a team that's can still win this thing?
If Brazil continues to play like that, they'll be going home in the first round. It's that simple. They are cutting it close. Now they could, it all depends on who they draw. But I can tell you this: if they run into a Spain, a France, Germany, either one of those, it's going to be real rough, man. Right now, Spain is probably the best team in the tournament. Spain and France are probably two best teams in the tournament.
Yeah, consistently, I think they've looked really good. We'll go through some chats real quick. Big's gonna only get to see the last 30 minutes of Portugal or Uruguay because of work. Sorry about that, buddy. I don't know what you mean here, but we'll get to that. Yeah, he's blaming you, Alonso. I'm sorry, Alonso's blaming you, Tony, for not watching your team.
Well, as it stands, we are going to be looking at getting a Brazil versus Ghana match in the second round, which could be a fascinating encounter.
And that could be a high-scoring affair. Brazil could still win it, but it could be high-scoring like Ghana's been known to give that. Aronson and Adams will take USA to glory. If Aronson starts, we'll see. He hasn't started every match, right? Did he start in the last one? I can't remember now.
No, he came on. Both games he came on.
And Adamson's been consistently the best player for US. And
Thailand's has been your best player in both games.
Yeah. Mom's in the house. Welcome, Mom, to the show.
I'm going to state this now. I'm probably going to watch United States versus Iran as opposed to the England game.
I mean, all you really have to do is not lose by what, 4?
I know which one I'm watching.
But I'm not even just. Well, yeah, you go watch the whatever clip Alonso sends you allegedly. But
I have not watched one clip.
I don't know. We're just reading the messages from the people, and the people are telling us.
I don't want to call you a liar, Tony, but I don't want to call Alonso a liar either. So, what am I meant to do?
Alonso gets for dissent.
See, whatever you said before dissent, we didn't hear it.
He's going to book him for dissent. Is that right? A booking?
Straight red.
Straight. Oh, that's a bit harsh.
I know. I don't think he deserves that. Not for the first time.
No, we're in the VAR room right now. Yeah, no, we're going to rescind that. Yellow's fairer. So.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get some interesting games in that second.
VAR for dissent, Tom.
I mean, it's likely that whoever does take the second spot will probably be playing the Netherlands. Yeah. Probably.
I don't think the Netherlands are.
You can beat the Netherlands.
Yeah. I don't think they're that strong that they could beat the U.S. Matt, what you say about the going to the next round in the USA group? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're going home the next round anyway. So,
you think it would go home if we play the Netherlands?
Absolutely.
Why?
I think this year was a year of getting the experience, and me and Lee talked about this on my chat. Thanks to everybody who joined us on that day as well.
I didn't join it. I'm sorry. I'm bad.
I know you don't love me. I know you don't have to tell me. I already know. I already know how you feel. You just use me on Monday nights. I understand. No, I figured you were probably busy anyway. But we discussed that. We actually talked about that, and we both are on agreement that in 2026, the United States would be a force to be reckoned with in the next World Cup. I just think that the guys are young. You saw it in the Wales game. They played really, really well against England, but historically they've always played well against England. We have beaten the Netherlands. A lot of people don't know we beat them a couple of years ago. There's a shot, but I just don't know if they've got enough to get over the line. Me personally, I think they should have brought Ricardo Pepi with them to the tournament. I think he was the one that got us into the World Cup. He should have been, there. And we just don't. I mean, Tim Weah is good, but we just don't have. We don't have that strong number 9 that we really need. And that's what's looking at this fly. But that's what threw us off on that game with England. And I just think the inexperience is going to rear its head, and it kind of did against Wales. And that's not to say we're a bad team. It's just that I don't think we have the capabilities to progress forward. This is not like the old days of Dempsey, Donovan, and the crew. all those guys. It's a completely different team. So it's more of experience. Glad that they were able to get there. And if they nickel win, that'll be great. I won't be complaining, but I just don't see them getting past the next round, regardless of who they play.
I hear you.
Because the competition goes up a whole nother notch. You
True,
playing,
true.
you go from playing. It's not a guarantee we're gonna win tomorrow. To be honest with you, because that. I mean, considering some of the stuff that's come out about that game, I would assume Iran's gonna be, ready to roll right out the gate. So I expect tomorrow's game to be a feisty affair. We may even see a red card tomorrow.
Yeah, and as I did look it up to see.
Hey, put them flags down, man. You ain't watching the game.
You're not even going to go watch it.
Yeah, I was going to ask him. I'm asking Tony. So based on before I get to you, Tony, I was going to say, what we lost 2-0 to Iran the last time we played them. So
this who Tony watching. He's watching the Kingdom of Zamunda. That's what he's watching.
There you go. So Tony, from what you've seen of the U.S., how do you feel about them making it, winning against Iran?
I have no.
You cut out. You had no. And
I agree with Tony.
This is going to be an interesting part. You got to figure out. You maybe have to use a different device because whatever you're using isn't working. Use your phone. I don't know.
Your team in both games, your team have been let down by the fact that you don't take enough shots. That emphasizes the possession dominance you actually have in games, especially in the first half against Wales, because you should have won that game. Because you should have been out of sight half time.
Is the question you said didn't take shots or weren't clinical? Because I felt
you did take enough shots. You in the first half of a game where you had 70% of the ball, you had 2 shots on goal, 1 on target. Which is that's asking for trouble, because Wales weren't gonna come back out and go, right, we had a first half like that, we're gonna let you keep doing more of the same.
Well, and you know what? For me, that's when the manager needs to know a little bit better about how these football games will go, because they should have known there's no way Wales will keep up with them, and that was shown immediately in the first part of that match. No way. And they were basic for me. That's what Mexico used to do. They used to just beat us up. And that's all Wales did. Any chance they got, they put us to the ground. And I guess we expected them to be different because they're older. No, they played it to the T. And you were. I mean, I thought we took more shots, maybe. But you said 2 in the first half against Wales. That's terrible.
It was something like that.
I thought we did better than that.
Having 2 shots in the half obviously isn't that bad if you're under the cosh, but you had the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, like Tyler Adams getting the ball is pinging it out left, right, and centre, and then you're trying to walk the ball into the goal, but you don't have the players to do it.
Yeah, you know what? I see a lot of teams who want to walk the ball in, and why? Nobody can do that. I mean, like you've seen Arsenal try to do that for years. It doesn't work if you don't have the talent. All right. Basically, you try to walk it in, the defense just crowds you out, and you're done. I think Reyna, as somebody said here, Reyna is a player that we still haven't. He hasn't started his come. I don't think he did even come in. He didn't come in the first game.
I think you brought him on, didn't you, in the second game?
I think you brought him on, but hopefully he'll get to. That's somebody we're missing, because they did talk about Sargent, and then they talked about Haji Wright. Really young players trying to do a job up top for us. Haji Wright actually did more because he was more active in the England game. But once again, he probably only took 1 shot.
I mean, are they? I'm guessing that they're going with the notion that a vast percentage of this squad will end up playing in 4 years' time.
They're all like in their mid.
So,
I think the oldest player, Tyler Adams White is 24, right? Haji Wright,
I think it's 23.
Haji Wright, I think is 20 or so. I think a lot of this team is really young. The oldest players are Turner and I think Zimmerman.
Yedlin.
Right? Zimmerman. Yeah. But I mean, in terms of our starting 11, like the ones that start, I think those are the two, the oldest players there, right? And one's 28 and the other one's, I don't know. I forgot what Zimmerman is, but he's pretty old. So yeah, they bring the number up. So yeah, they'll have a team that season, and if they continue to grow, USA grows like they have, they'll have more players, one that are going to be playing overseas and getting more international experience. Let's see if Tony works here. Well, meanwhile, Matt, what you got? Anything you want to say on that note in terms of?
I just, like I said, I just think it's an experience issue, and it's growing. I mean, Burkhalter is going to have to grow. I mean, I told you when he left Ricardo Pepi at home, I knew right then that was going to be it. How do you leave the man that has gotten you into the tournament? Because we were dead to rights there for about 2 games, and we got drug us over the line. Scored against Mexico, by the way, and you leave him at home. I mean, it's one of those things where the inexperience is growing experience. We're trusting the process, which also, let me throw this out there too. At least we get to see our goalkeeper on full display and know he's capable. We know it. Well, I feel a lot comfortable watching him now, in goal. So, it is what it is. It's just something we got to deal with. And hopefully by 2026, man, we'll have a crop of players who should be able to contend. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win the World Cup, but at least get far in the tournament, So.
You only have to win one game in 4 years' time. You'd only have to win one game to advance through the group stage.
Yeah, and another good thing too is we would not have to qualify, considering that
that's
it's
true.
at home.
Yep.
So it won't be a lot of pressure. We'll really be able to kind of hone in on what we're looking for, who we're looking for.
So does that mean both? So it means basically all the 3 teams that are in the World Cup today will be.
Mexico, Canada, and United States will all qualify. So that and the field expands too. So you'll probably get Jamaica. Jamaica probably the other
16 rounds of 3. 16.
Yeah, but the qualifying rounds, and I base this purely on playing Football Manager. So it's the only reason I know this is that basically the North American qualifying will play out the same as it does now. Difference being obviously the 3 teams that qualified this time won't be in it. So you will get like the likes of Haiti, Jamaica, for example, will obviously have a bigger chance to qualify.
Honduras,
because exactly.
Gary's question.
So
now,
it's interesting.
Go ahead, say something again.
Was I asked Tom if I could ask you a question?
Yeah, your audio's coming through clear, but it is a delay. So, but it is clear. So,
do the question, Tony.
Answer to Gary's question. Gary asked me, USA so far, based off watching nothing, seeing no. I have no thoughts or feelings, Gary. 0.
Can you translate for me, Mr. Tom?
He's trying to start fights again.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
That's what I think he's doing.
The last show, he told me the last show he came on, I went after him for 30 minutes. I haven't gone after him at all today. So I just can't hear you. I don't know. It's not this. Let's see. The U.S. coach has a serious sneaker game. Can't say the same about his managerial skills, though. Yeah, I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, they said he's the Southgate across the pond, right? So as Matt has already alluded to, they left the player that actually scored the goal that qualified them for the World Cup. And he didn't make it. Reyna's available. He doesn't play. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with this. And I'm sure you'll talk about this later on. But Pulisic just doesn't do it for me, man. Just does not do it for me, man. I mean,
and Arsenal's linked to him again.
I mean, not surprised. I mean, this is Chelsea rejects. But I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that was going to happen.
So,
we're going to put Pulisic to the bench right now.
do you think they play him just because he plays for Chelsea?
No, I don't. Well, yeah, I thought. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Yeah, no, I think that's exactly why they play him. I think that he's a high profile player, and so with him being a high profile link, to Chelsea. But then again, you go back to what Gary said, man. I don't understand why Rayner doesn't start. I do not understand why he does not start some of these players that typically play well. It's like he wants. You have to understand. We played 2 games and scored 1 goal. What, 2 goals or 1 goal?
1 goal.
One goal. Man, if we had one extra decent team in the group in this, like I told you, now tomorrow's not a gimme now. A lot of people walking around here. Oh man, we're gonna turn over. I ran over. You just wait. it's you just wait. I've seen this team lose to Saudi Arabia before. It was Iraq or Saudi Arabia. I've seen it happen. So don't think it.
Who plays Iran tomorrow?
We do.
No, Alex, you don't know.
Pretending he doesn't know.
I know. He acts like he doesn't know.
Waving the flags and everything. And then like, we play tomorrow. I knew it.
He knows it.
Knew it.
Yeah.
He had it circled on his calendar.
I bet he did. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
we're in the same group, so yes, I knew we were to play each other.
That's why, though, that I'm going to be watching United States versus Iran. It's because it's a game where I don't know what will happen. I don't know enough about Iran to sit there and dismiss them. Yeah. And I don't know enough. Well, yeah, that's basically it. Is that I can't sit here and go, I think you'll definitely win because, it's...
Well, the one difference and the thing that is going to make it even difficult for the U.S. is if you notice any of the teams out in the World Cup, the ones that I believe have been playing together for a while, the ones that have probably some of the older players on their squad have an edge, right? As Matt said, experience is key in the World Cup. You just need to get one win, right? I mean, Iran's got to win. Teams that are missing players, Ghana was able to get a win. I mean, if you look at a lot of the results, there's that one game where it's like, oh, wow, Canada just thought they did something well. Next thing you know, boom, Croatia says, you know what, we've got a lot more experience than you, and just ran away with it. Costa Rica, I think, surprised Japan, but
that
also
was criminal.
But also, Tomiyasu did not play in that game at all. Some would say that could be an issue. They didn't bring him in, which means, because they did so well in the first match, really maybe they thought, they'd get him in the third one if they need him. But there's been a lot of surprises, right?
I'm furious at Japan for losing to Costa Rica. Furious. That was just such an opportunity to get rid of the Germans. And you threw it away.
True, and
then
Germany.
Say, funny that Tom wants rid of the Germans. Yeah, I do.
Germany drew with Spain, right?
That was a good match, though.
Yeah. I don't know if that was an issue with. I mean, I watched the match, but I'm like, Spain should have done better, right? But Germany has some of they still have some old, once again, they still have some experience on that squad.
I think it was one of the first matches in the whole tournament, though, where you could see like there was real quality on both teams. And that's maybe why, like you say, Spain didn't look as sharp because they weren't allowed to be, sort of thing like that. I could be wrong. It just seems that most of the entertainment in this tournament has come from results we didn't expect to happening.
Yep.
Otherwise, everything's either been low scoring or pretty routine.
True.
But very little of it's been exciting, apart from shock results.
Yeah, I mean, this morning I got on my Peloton, and I guess we're going to say hello to Colonel Ward has joined us. Welcome to the show, Colonel. And there were 11 goals in the first two matches. 11. Serbia probably thought they had won against Cameroon. Cameroon looked like they should have ran away with it in the first half. Didn't. Got punished for it. In the last 10 minutes of the half?
They
Serbia
collapsed.
Yeah.
Absolutely collapsed, Cameroon. And then, to their credit, they brought it back. Like they got themselves together and got themselves back into it. To be fair to them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, they could have been up 2-3 at one point in that first half before Serbia decided, well, you know what? I think they're looking at the door. They're not finishing up this half, and then did a business on them in the last 6 minutes. I think they scored 2 goals. So
yeah, like I know that's like an early game for you guys. Like it would be like 4 a.m. something like that.
Yeah, I just caught the end. I caught just the end of the first half. So that would have been about 5:30. So my 6 o'clock my time. I think.
Well,
so that
you'll be glad to know that I believe today was the last day where we get 4 games a day at staggered times. Everything is later on now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So tomorrow the games over here are at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So there's a big gap between the games. So cool. And then later on in the second game of the day, South Korea and Ghana. It looked like I think if I recall, South Korea.
They came back from 2 down.
They came down and then lost it just a couple minutes after that. So in the first 35 minutes, Ghana went up 2-0. And to start the second half, South Korea came back, but Ghana had more to it. So yeah, a lot of scoring in that first 2 matches. You figured, is that going to happen for the rest of the day? It was not the case. The next 2 games basically had 3 goals in it. So things did slow down.
Thomas.
But yeah, what is that? Yeah, I was kind of hoping that.
I have a question.
Kind of hoping
for
that
Mr. Tom, Gary.
All right, go ahead, Tony.
Since we're 36 minutes in here, where's your Crips?
What are you doing?
Hang on, you've changed your name to Fault to You by AOL. I know you had needles in your eyes, Tony, but did that actually make you blind? Anyway, I'm glad you asked, Tony. Because I took a trip to my local crisps emporium. Of course, I went, "Crisp man, what do you have for me today?" And I got
what do you pedal up for you, Tom?
I got Max Strong chicken wing. Sorry, what's it say? Yeah, chicken wings, isn't it? Yeah.
Chicken wing chips.
Hot chicken wings. Hot chicken wings.
Not just chicken wings.
It actually says on it.
Go for
perfect with beer.
Gary, he found the most exotic chips in the
he
world.
found the other one that he found was
ham bone flavored. We have pies flavored. We have chicken wings.
Where's the Jamaican jerk chicken at, Tom?
I bet that was the best flavor.
Yeah, that. Oh yeah, that. Oh,
I bet that was some good chili. Jamaican jerk flavor. Now that sounds pretty good. That's up my alley.
I think he had a chicken flavored, and I think it was like raw chicken. It wasn't even cooked.
Oh, that was awful. That chicken style chip where it was made like a chicken drum.
Chicken style chips.
Oh,
it's like pure.
Oh, Matt,
pure air.
You missed out on a classic. It was the worst, the absolute worst.
All right, so what is the ranking on this one?
You know what? I think this is quite a fair chip.
7.86.
No, I'm gonna give it 6.92 out of 10.
Tony? How do you think you can rank the chip? You didn't taste it. He's on the other side of the world.
I want to know. I was basing it off of Tom's reaction. I thought he liked it a little bit more. I was a little.
Thunder Road has joined the show. Welcome, collard green flavored crisps. I don't know.
I will say though, I was never like the biggest fan of like chicken flavored crisps, same as like bacon, because I think it's hard to replicate bacon.
True.
I've had some pretty good bacon chips.
It's not the same. Not the same.
Colonel Ward is always in the house to basically try to stir something up. So I'm just trying to decide if USA will lose 3 or 4-0 to the mighty.
Yeah. Who did Arsenal draw in the? Oh, I know you drew. Sorry, I know. I remember now. I know you drew in the FA Cup. You lucky bastards.
Yeah, who did we draw? I missed the FA Cup.
Oxford. I think it's Oxford United. Is that or Oxford City?
Okay.
I can't.
Oxford
remember.
United in League One, I believe they're in.
Yeah, so we should
Matt,
be able to get the youngsters to play.
Huh?
Hush Puppy Crisp.
Oh, yeah, I eat hush puppy
Wait.
crisps. Yeah, I can deal with hush puppies. Yeah.
That
Still don't
Huxford
have
is
Hush
nasty.
Puppy.
Yeah, now if we're playing Oxford, I think that should be a day of rest for some of the starters, right?
It should. I mean, it should,
Should
be,
be.
considering
Don't know.
if we have signings. If we have signings, yeah.
And Kedia should be able to have fun, right?
Shit.
Get a hat trick.
He can do his little behind the.
He
Behind
should
the
have
back
been.
kick.
He should have been over in playing today. That's what he should have been doing. He should have been playing today for Ghana.
Yeah, I
he
don't
did.
understand what he's waiting for.
Yeah.
Did you see did you see the welcome he got when he landed?
Yeah, I saw that, man.
If you think about it, if you went to a country and they welcomed you like that, you're like, I don't know if I want to play. I know he couldn't have played in the World Cup because he decided sooner, but
Tom,
what is he doing playing for England anymore, you know?
got another question for you, Tom.
Go for it.
You're crisp. You look like you're really enjoying them. Are you just
They're all right. They're
hungry?
getting bit of both, I suppose.
Still 6.92?
Nah, we'll upgrade it on the fly to 6.98. But no, one of our players is on loan at Oxford.
Oh, is that right?
That is true.
Oh,
It's true.
cool. Well,
One of the
hopefully-
under 23s.
huh?
Hopefully, I'll let him play.
Is it
Against
Sam Greenwood?
Arsenal?
How can it be Sam Greenwood when he scored for Leeds the other week, Tony?
Because anything's possible. Like Alonso, put 5,000 games scoring goals.
What?
Anything's possible.
I don't know what he's talking about again. Can you?
He's talking like football's owned by Disney all of a sudden. Anything can happen in Disney football.
True. All right. You know what? I've got some things. I think
Do you know
we should-
Chelsea drew
What's
Man
on
City?
your agenda, Gary? Tell us.
Well, we're going to talk about the World Cup. We've done that for about 45 minutes. You want to talk about the World Cup some more?
There's no need to talk about that. You talk about something that he's not even watching. Tony, let's move on. Let's move on and talk about Arsenal, please.
You know what? We should take some bets. Can Matt get that
Yeah.
fly?
Yeah. Nah, Colonel Ward's got this.
Can Matt get
Right.
that fly?
Yeah, me and that fly.
I love the gusto he gives that flag. He's like, yeah.
You know, Tony's
America!
watching it. You know, he's like a closet.
Do you know
USA
where I
World
learned
Cup
this?
fan.
Who did I learn this from?
Mm.
Actually,
Tell us.
Matt,
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
from? Thank you, man.
Hacksaw
Matt.
Jim Duggan.
Oh,
That's where he learned it from.
Oh, so did you guys see the question from the reporter to Tyler Adams?
Just wait
today?
until next week when
Oh, Jesus. Not again, Tony. Not again.
Yeah, you're cutting out. I can't catch every other word. Try a different device. Can you try your
He's
phone?
typing.
I've
He's
done it. I've
typing.
done
He's
it.
typing.
my phone. Did
So what is your
you not
Try your
pay
iPod then.
attention?
Try your
Gary.
iPad then.
Gary,
Yes, sir.
I sent to BX that I was sending him. I was looking for my phone. Then I realized I was phone. So yes, Gary, I tried my phone.
Why is he
what we're
getting
on
mad
now.
at me? I'm not doing it. I didn't
Yeah,
break.
yeah, Tony. Converse with Miss Molina, like she's saying hello to you and that, right? And I'll answer Colonel Ward's question. Who did Leeds draw in the FA Cup? We've got an away game at Cardiff City. And what is the significance of that? Well, the last time we played Cardiff in the FA Cup third round, we were top of the Premier League in 2001. And we lost that game, and then we fell off a cliff.
Wow.
That is genuinely true.
So if things happen in reverse, you're what, 15th now, or in lower half of the table. You will play them, and maybe the opposite will happen.
I
You
know
won't
we'll
fall
still
off.
probably lose there. No, because we're not a cup team. We're still going to lose there. But plus, it's genuinely important to state they hate us. Like most teams, they hate us. So they're not gonna rest their players as such.
I hear that. All right.
Oh no, they're gonna try and beat us.
Yeah. What is this? Miss Molina's telling you
I
technology
hate them too, though. To
really
be fair.
reliable, Tony. I don't blame you, Al. I'm not bad. Thank you. Trying to get my voice back. Yeah. Heard Miss Molina today. She sounded good. So, we'll see her back hopefully on more shows later. So I guess I'll start with you, Matt. I don't know if you saw the Tyler Adams in the press conference today or whatever. Yeah.
Are you talking about no? Are you talking about reference to Iraq?
Iran, yeah. Oh,
Iran.
Iran.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. We country down here. Iran.
and the fact that he's playing for a country who has a racial issue with the blacks. I don't know what the question
is that what he said? Is that what he said?
Yeah, he asked the question as, can you tell us about, playing for America, with the whole Black Lives Matter movement and all of that. And he actually intelligently responded back to him, basically telling them that it's everywhere. But the one thing that's different about it over here is that we look like we're trying to do something about it. And progress towards
that was a pipe bomb, wasn't it?
He basically shut him up and basically said,
wow.
"Yeah, there's problems here, but there's problems everywhere." And
I missed that one, man. Wow, that is he's not holding back.
No. What's funny is you could see when they asked the question that both Greg and Tyler Adams sitting right next to each other, they both did not flinch. They did not flinch because they probably knew that they were going to get some sort of questions from the Iran reporters, but now he answered pretty intelligently about that. So I don't know if I know Tony didn't see it because he's not watching the World Cup, but Mr. Tom, did you see that interview or see it on?
I didn't see it, but it sounds like something he would say based on what I have seen of him in conversation.
And you know what is good about that is what, like when I say I listen to Xhaka talk and I'm like, wow, that's the guy I want on the pitch, that guy talking. Well, like you said, Tyler Adams, from what you've heard, that would be kind of his response to people trying to get underneath his skin, right? And that didn't work at all. And he basically just turned it back on them. I think it's like drop the mic moment. USA have turned into Leeds. Let's face it, pacey wing is endless pressing no outcome and below par defending with good Tim Marine. Oh, below par defending. Colonel, where do you live? Where does he live, Mr. Tom?
Cloud Cuckoo Land, by the sounds of it.
I believe he's from your part of your neck of the woods, as they call it,
I
right?
don't want to claim him. I'm not claiming ownership.
You gotta
Colonel.
claim him. You gotta claim him. Now, does England have a really good team?
I mean, to be fair to Colonel,
No, you can't.
No, to be fair to
turn
Colonel, the
on me
Leeds
just
USA
yet.
thing does have merit. It does have
It's
merit.
below par defending he's talking about. They're giving up.
No, I mean more like the shape and the tactical setup with the attacking and the pace. And
Nobody so far has attacked us. And guess what? What did that England team that you support do against our below par defending?
oh, we took the night off. Like, I mean,
Is that
felt
what? Oh,
like
it was.
that.
It had nothing to do with the defense. You guys just decided. You know what? The game starts at 2. We're not working past 1. Is that what happened?
No. I've you know full well I've openly said on the internet that if one team deserved to win that game, it was not England.
So
I've
why are you
openly
backing?
said that.
Why are you backing?
Tony,
Why are you backing a Colonel
Gary,
award? Huh?
Garrett, what when it comes to England has this. They are not consistent. That's one of the biggest drawbacks. They would just decimate the Faroe Islands, and they would turn around and play. Watch this game against Wales now. Don't be surprised they'll win, but it won't be. They'll scrape over the line. It'll be like 1-0, and then they'll get to the next round, and then they'll get sent home.
Yep.
Watch what I tell you now. Watch what I tell you. It happens all the time, man. They come in, and then they tend to just do well, and then they'll just fall off the face of the earth. I mean, go back to that year they played Germany. They played Germany. What was it? 2006. What was it? 2006. That Germany, was it Germany that ran y'all off the field that year?
2010 second round.
2010. Yeah, they ran them off the field, and then you had you saw the last time they was in the World Cup. Before that, I mean, it's something about this World Cup that England just they just struggle. Now, if it was the Euros, yeah, they probably turn it up, because it's a little bit different. But World Cup is when they walk into that next round, you'll see what I'm talking about, man. So yeah, don't. He knows what he's talking about.
Oh, we've never like Matt has said, we don't follow up a good performance or result with another good result. Never happens. We beat Germany 5-1 in 2002 World Cup qualifying, and then didn't win another game for months, sort of thing. It was we beat them. We beat Germany 5-1, and then beat Albania 2-0. It was terrible, sort of thing. And beat Argentina in the World Cup about 8 months later, and then lost to Brazil, sort of thing. And yeah,
No consistency.
I think part of the problem, like with beating Iran 6-2, is that I would criticise myself. Like, I've seen Arsenal fans do this, and I sit there thinking, what are you doing? You won 6-2. But there is genuine merit to be like, how did you let 2 goals into Iran? Like, what happened there?
That would be the equivalent of you had all that possession, in the sense that they probably did dominate the possession in that game, scored 6 goals, but somehow were caught out twice. You know what I mean? And that should probably not happen in a game where you're up 6-0. But Tony, he's got his flags, but he's not watching the games. But Miss Melina has a question. I don't know if you guys have seen the Netherlands play. I think I saw the first match, maybe parts of the second one. But Gakpo looks really good. He looks really good.
Knows where the goal is.
He does know where the goal is. And I think he's done really well for himself in this tournament. And if he wants to leave, then they probably should let him leave and get whatever money they can for him. Dude, Matt, I don't know if you've seen Gatpo play.
I watched him play when we played him. When we played PSV, man. I mean,
No, I'm talking about in the World
the
Cup
World
because that's
Cup.
where the youngsters
I saw
usually
him
turn
score
it
that
up.
goal. I saw him score that goal, man. Yeah, I just, you just never know with some of these players, man. Would I take him for a reasonable price? Yeah, I probably would. Does he put? Is he? If would I be distraught if we did not sign him? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would not. So I would. Like I said, with this World Cup, man, you can't be blinded by players in the World Cup. For one, you're gonna get taxed on them anyway. You're gonna get the World Cup tax. And I mean, nah. Nope. Mudryk, it's gonna be that Mudryk guy, and whoever else. It'll probably be 3 signings: Mudryk, Danilo, and whoever else the other person is.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up until I saw Miss Molina's question. I know Tony wanted to talk about. You wanted to talk about how Gatpo's doing in the World Cup.
No, I wanted to know if Tom wanted to amend his score on his Chris.
Is that the only thing you're concerned about? We're talking football.
Okay, he's not watching the World Cup, so that's why I said he should not even be
I'm
on this
just
show.
watching Tom devour the magazine.
He shouldn't even be on this show.
He's
tonight.
watching. I'm scared.
Hey, Grace, you said come on back in 2 weeks. We talking World Cup over here.
I'm sorry. I should have bought 32 packets of crisps and just done a crisp World Cup for Tony. I could have nominated a different country to each crisp, and you'd have watched that.
He's like, and we're in Spain, and Hamon Ruffles, which are really good, probably wins out based on what I've tasted. I don't think any of these things come close.
I didn't think of doing a World Cup, so we'll never know. The World Cup of crisps.
I finally get to talk, and Alonzo's a critic.
Dude, you're only talking about crisps that you didn't even taste.
No, he said I was yelling.
You're always yelling, Tony.
Yeah, but
Tom, you didn't.
I forgot what we were seriously talking about.
You really wanted to know about your
Poland's chances.
No, you wanted to know about your crisp score. Has it changed yet?
Yeah, we'll go with 7.01 out of 10.
It's moving up. It's moving up. So
Tom,
I think Tony.
What about your Poland? You were to answer the Poland question?
Well, no, they're probably going home, aren't they? That's not true, actually, because they won against Saudi Arabia, so it's possible, I suppose. They'd probably beat us, too.
I mean, they're leading the group, so whoever wins the next match, I guess all teams I think can make it. So all 4 teams have an opportunity to make it, even Mexico with only 1 point.
Yeah, but aren't Poland playing Argentina next?
Yeah. So if Poland were to, you think they're not going to win? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I assume Poland are going to be edged out, let's say.
Even though they lead by a point in the group?
Poland.
No, I mean, no. I mean edged out by Argentina for top.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Lionel Messi with a hat trick, says Tom.
No.
I did not say that. Lionel Messi has been the best at looking great in this tournament, despite actually doing very little.
Despite, you mean doing very little, as opposed to not doing very little?
Well, no, I mean, because I know he scored.
Yeah.
Like, he scored in 2 games, but he's not actually done much outside of the 2 goals. And people go, oh, that's his job, though, to score goals. It's like, well, he's supposedly the greatest player of all time, though.
Tom.
Yes, sir.
How much would you win if you put a $5 on him to get a hat trick?
You'd probably get quite a bit of money.
I'm looking for specifics here, Tom.
Oh, geez, he wants the numbers, man.
Okay, let's say you would get maybe 31 times, maybe 150, possibly. Maybe 185, maybe. I don't know.
Is that on a 10-pound bet or?
Fiver.
No, on a fiver, you'd probably be looking at like 30-1 probably for an hat trick. So like £180 possibly.
Cool.
That'd be 150 there, Tom.
Whatever.
All right. So as Matt said, Gatpo's probably not on our list. He's going to United according to many. But Murdoch is how you say his name? Murdoch?
I don't think
Vanilla.
it's Murdoch. Like yours, I
I'll be very upset.
Doc and
I'll be
Murdoch.
very upset.
Murdoch.
Gatpo joins Man United, I'll be furious.
Why?
A, because I don't like Man United, obviously. B, because we agreed terms with him in the summer that PSV wouldn't accept the transfer fee.
Was he going to come, you think?
He agreed terms to join Leeds.
Well, they
PSV were like, we can hold on a bit here for that World Cup tax that Mr. Matt referenced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, he's been playing well, so he's earned it.
Yeah, they're going to cash in.
They should, right? The little teams should, if they're not going to be able to keep the big boys on their squad. So it sucks, but it is the way it is. And I just think if they're going to go out and get some players in January that cost a lot of money, we're just going to have a really dull summer, which is probably okay. But if that gets us, competing for the top of the league, because I know Matt and Lee believes that that's the only way he's going to agree with what Arteta's doing. But you can't be sitting at where we are right now and not try to go for it. Makes no sense. That's what that.
It's only going to go one or two ways. Josh Kroenke is going to roll in, and he's going to go, okay, we're going to give you what you need, get what you need, and let's go for this title. Or he's going to go, okay, well, we made top four, so y'all just maintain until then.
And I'm out there. You're not talking. No. Yes. Think about it. Think about a football question, and then come back. Because just because he's eating chips doesn't mean he's changing his score.
That's not what I was asking.
All right, what are you gonna ask him?
I'm asking if this has been the best bag of crisps.
No chip questions.
Hey, Gary, you have to bring the band hammer down tonight, man.
This guy wants me to mute him. He finally can hear him. He finally can hear him, and now all he wants to talk about is chips. No. You know what you can do? Check your stats.
Of course, he only wants to talk about chips. We're talking about football tournament he doesn't watch.
Here's your football question.
All right, give me a football question.
This is for Matt down there.
All right, Matt's ready.
I'm sorry. Who's on
the top of the league? Matt, who's on top of the league?
Gary, move to the next question, please. Yeah. Tony is trolling like hell tonight, man.
The man comes. You come unprepared to a show about football.
Yeah. That doesn't sing on command. It does it at the start and at the finish of the show. It's a set.
Matt.
He's just trolling. Go ahead. I'm going to ignore him. I'm not even going to say. I'm not here anymore.
I'm never letting you have beef brisket again.
I'm having breakfast with Arteta.
No beef brisket.
That should be the name of Matt. Matt should do a show in the morning. It's called Breakfast with Arteta.
Apologize or no beef brisket, Matt. Come on. You know you want some beef brisket, so apologize.
Right, so
can I answer Colonel Ward's question?
What's this one here?
It says,
what does
Tom want Messi to do? He's 35. He's not going to run around like a headless chicken. Colonel, I support Leeds. Of course I want him to run around like a headless chicken. That's literally my team's tactic in football, is you run like a headless chicken. It's like scorpion on your back and then being surprised it stings you. It's what we do.
There you go. You heard it here. And Thunder Road is, I don't know. What is he doing here? Can't wait to see Florida versus Oklahoma in the Arsenal Fan Circle Route 66 Bowl in Stillwater. That could happen.
Is that going to be a contest?
I know my team is terrible. I don't know about Oklahoma. If they're 6-6 in the league that they play in, then they're pretty bad. And guess what? They're coming to the SEC soon. Guess what? You're probably going to have to play Bama, loss. LSU, loss. Even
Gary.
Texas A&M, loss.
Gary, guess
Yes,
what?
sir. What, sir?
One of the teams from the Big 12 is going to be in the final
He over here
four.
talking about Big 12.
TCU is going to be on the playoffs.
That's
Yeah.
basically a setup game. You know, that's like that's
TCU
when
is
you know
going
how
to be in the playoffs.
has anybody
Come on,
ever
man.
heard of like preseason? Like the college league is the college football playoffs is going to have a preseason. It's like a warm up to the final. Whoever plays TCU is going to kill them, all right? And then go to the final easy. And you're
still
claiming
making the
TCU.
playoffs, Gary.
You're claiming TCU.
Is
The
your
only
team
part
in the
they
final
don't
four?
play in a good conference. If
Is
they
your
really,
team in the final
they-
four?
you're claiming TCU.
Are
Matt,
they getting in there because of?
Matt, the man's claiming
They're
TCU.
not getting in there because of a conference.
So Colonel Ward has a good question over there. He says, "Do any of you support an American football team?" Yes, I do. I support Atlanta United.
Oh, you know what? I like to see the Red Bulls.
Or is he talking about? Which
the
football is he talking
the
about?
American soccer football team? Because you soccer and football over here mean two different things, you know. So, which one?
He
is
means
it?
MLS. He means
Yeah,
MLS.
Yeah, the
surely.
Red Bulls. I follow the Red Bulls. They
I
have
was
a
going
good-
to say similar to Matt. I respect that the Atlanta United have a team that the
Matt was the
community
same
like
Oklahoma
really
energy.
rallied behind like immediately. They were like happy to have a sports team there. So like 70,000 people turn up when they don't know what the quality of football was going to be like, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it turned out that they did quite well initially, but yeah, But to answer his question more specifically, I tend to support whoever's playing against Inter Miami.
Because you don't like Beckham. Got
Don't
it.
like Beckham, don't like Neville. So
Tom, Karen
And then
Gibbs
they-
isn't there anymore.
their kids played against Barcelona. Embarrassing.
Karen Gibbs left, so Alonso's sad.
What are you
What?
talking about?
He's just bringing up old news, man.
Sorry, I did that wrong. Sorry. Imagine I'm Arnold from Different Strokes. What are you talking about, Tony?
I don't know if you guys know the. Let's move on. Let's move on.
We're finally done with the World Cup.
We've been trying. You keep bringing it up. I don't know if you saw, Mr. Tom. Juventus is going through a little bit of a upper management change. What I thought was funny, there was a tweet out there. Basically, Allegri's the GOAT. The man still has a job in this whole situation.
Wait. When I saw that their whole board left, I thought that meant him as well. Wait. Sorry. You're telling me everyone's gone except him?
Yes, he still got a job.
What? What?
The man still got a job.
Who's he got photos of with a horse?
Vela. Oh, you know, does anybody know the answer to this? Vela?
Yeah, it is.
Is it LA?
It's LAFC.
LAFC. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because he plays with Bal.
Well,
Okay.
what was he doing with a horse of a person?
Well, I don't know, but he obviously knows, and he's still got a job because of it.
Juventus is
No,
going
seriously.
through their
That man's a
dark
disgrace.
days, and Allegri still got a job. So yeah, there you go. The whole board gone. I thought it was interesting that
That'd be weird. Really.
Pavel Medved was part of that whole thing, right? You know,
I do kind of respect that, Nelly, though, right? and I know that sounds strange after I've just said the man's a disgrace, but I've got to respect that he is the one to at least openly vocalise what a lot of the owners of the big clubs genuinely think, that it should be a closed shop. Because a lot of them think it, but he's actually like, no, I actually think we should do the Super League, and we should make the moves to make it happen, sort of thing. While everyone else is a bit like, well, I'm glad he said it.
If I told you, Mr. Tom, here's the opportunity for you to keep all the money and have less risk, if in fact no risk.
That's my point, though, is that a lot of them are acting like they're no longer thinking like that, but they are. Whereas he's like, yeah, I want all the money for me, and just enough teams for my team to have an excuse to play them and rake in even more money.
True. Matt, anything on Juventus?
I could care less about Juventus in Allegri. Tough love. Hey, they had a hell of a ride, man. They had about a 9-year ride, so it is what
I don't
it
think
is.
they didn't get the Champions
They'll be
League
back.
in that run, did they? So
They played Barcelona one year. That's when they played Neymar, Suarez, and Messi. Yeah.
Yep.
That's when Pogba. That's when after that, I think the season or two after that, that's when United re-signed him. Yeah. Care about Juventus. Talk about Inter Milan, it's a different ball game, but yeah, about Juventus, man. About staying Juventus.
Juventus are one of the only teams in Italy that actually own their stadium, which is quite weird, but true.
Yep. So that's Juventus. We'll see what's going on, what's going to happen there. I'm not sure. BX Gunner, OKC Thunder. What is that? What you thought? That's not.
That's basketball.
American soccer football team. Shiba Inu. Oh, I guess it was.
I'd like to commemorate Tony on tonight's performance, because it's took some skill to turn this into two separate podcasts at the same time.
And on that note, it is 8:45. It's time to go ahead and start winding it up.
Yeah, we're good.
Time to wind it up.
Welcome to DWTT.
Matt, why are you in a hurry? You can't have any beef brisket because you haven't apologized to me yet.
This is world class tonight.
The DWTT and the Chip Show, because we're just talking about.
No, we're genuine experts on football when we watch it.
And Tom,
I'm not really. I'm just trying to get across the point that three of us have actually watched the things we're talking about.
Hey,
as Tony's like,
Tom,
I'm in protest.
Tom, is this the best bag of crisp?
No. There's like the Thai sweet chili and the sour cream and chive one was quite nice. It's definitely better than the chicken style.
There you go. And Thunder Road, a lot of it is available.
I think tacos. I think
a lot of people will be ready to take them. So we'll see. But yes, we will start our exit out of here. We are done talking chips. We'll let Tony go first. Say good night to your people, Tony.
Good night, BX. Good night, Thunder Road. Alonzo, I can care less what you're saying right now. You denied on Twitter of being at D's nuts. I know you're at D's nuts, so good night, Alonzo.
Well, thank you for lying, Colonel. Thank you for lying to us.
I know he came in here just to needle us. I love it. I do love it. So
good show, guys. Anyway.
All right. Yeah. Anything else, Tony?
Nope, that's it.
All right. And Mr. Tom, we are not done yet because guess what, folks?
It glittered.
Guess what, folks? It is the question of the week.
I did it all my round.
It was a good. I think I had a good question on the weekend show. So let's see what he does today. Oh, the best! You guys missed it. If you're not around on Saturdays, you miss the tactic truck. It was the best, like 2 seconds you ever
What's
will
your
see.
tactic, Crook?
You're gonna have to just wake up and check it out,
I was awake this time.
and you still didn't check it out.
I pick one goal a week and I break it down tactically with the help of some props. Anyway.
Get it? What's the time?
Okay. Only two players in the history of the Premier League have managed to both win and score a penalty on their debut. Who are they?
Wait, repeat that again, because I got
Only
sidetracked.
2 players in the history of the Premier League have managed to win and score a penalty, but they scored the penalty that they won on their debut for a club in the Premier League. Who are they?
What does Liberace's notebook say?
Oof. We'll let the people in the stands have a say. I don't know. That's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
A tough one for me. Good question there. Tony's giving odds to Alonso. Mexico has a better chance of
I will be fair. One of them was very recent, to be fair.
Oh, okay, so in the last 5 to 10 years, does that sound like a? All right, so he's
Last
Colonel's
5 to 10 months. 5 to 10 months.
You're trying to 5 to 10 months. Who debuted and scored?
Can I ask a sports trivia question while we're waiting for Tom's?
How does that work? How do you ask a question in the middle of a question?
It's trying to see how good everybody's paying attention.
I'm intrigued, though, I must admit.
Anybody in the stands? Sounds like nobody in the stands. And Alonso really cares about your question, Tony.
Can I ask it? I know Tom wants me to ask it.
Let's see what. Go ahead, Mr. Tom. I don't think anybody's going to get it.
Okay.
Tom's too busy eating his crisp.
That's true. But the most recent one was August 2022, Erling Haaland versus West Ham.
Oh.
Because he scored 2 goals in that game, but one of them was a penalty where I believe he was brought down by the keeper. I might have that wrong, but he was definitely fouled for the penalty, and he scored it.
That is true. Oh, man.
And the second one, this is more, with respect, this is more of a spicy one. Alexandra Pato for Chelsea against Aston Villa in April 2016. He was on a loan from, I think he was from a Brazilian team, but he is most known for playing for AC Milan in Brazil. But it's strange to think that's only happened twice.
Cool. All right, just one. Since Tony wants to talk, I think you're talking football, right?
Nope. I'm going to the little basketball thing.
All right, go on.
What only duo played each other in the finals that didn't have an S at the end of their name?
What duo?
Yeah, what 2 teams faced off in the NBA finals and did not have an S at the end of their name?
Is it one of these trick sites, a team that doesn't exist anymore?
No, there's only 2 teams in the league that don't have an S.
Well, it's a Heat and
The Magic.
no, they didn't play.
The
They didn't play them
Magic
in the
has
finals.
Magic in it.
See, the Heat played. They played the
Thunder
Spurs.
got it.
And they played
Was that
Thunder.
2011?
Heat versus the Thunder. All right.
Way to go. Thunder
Yeah,
Road.
and that's where what's his name? The Slim Reaper missed the free throws or missed a jumper from the free throw line. Else they would have won it. But really
his
bad day.
defense was so horrible.
Yep. So let's hit it.
Great offense, horrible defense.
All right, Matt. We're almost out of here. Unless you have a question you want to ask.
No, I'm just going to simply say that the United States should, on paper, they should win the game tomorrow.
Mm-mm.
And I'm just waiting for the Premier League to get back. It is rough, man. It's been rough. Rough.
Why has it been, Matt?
Rough.
All right. Thank you, Matt, for showing up today.
Everybody have a good night.
And I'd like to say thanks for everybody who joined us. Yeah, this trifecta couldn't get it done against the Heat. Pretty poor. But once again, thank you guys for joining us. Shut it, Tony.
It was James.
Shut it.
The beard.
Tony.
The beard.
Quiet.
The beard.
The man keeps talking.
I liked him better when his internet was broken.
I know that was much better, every other word. But anyways, everybody, we're out of here. We'll see you on the next one a week from Monday. We'll be into the second of the knockout rounds. We'll see who's in and out.
Matt, what position? Who's on top
Stop
of the
talking.
Have a good
Do I have
night.
to mute you?
Have
I'm
a good
muting him
night.
because he's
Ladies and
talking.
gentlemen,
And
thank
we're
you
trying
for
to get out of
joining us
here.
on the trip. Thank you, everybody. USA, go, 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 USA. We are still top of the league. We are still top of the league.
Yes. And I'm just going to say it like I usually say it. Life is a journey. Don't waste a trip. Enjoy the ride, everyone. We'll see you on the next one. And we're out.